If we're gonna do this, and that's fine, we'll just go and we'll stay there as long as we need to. I just hope we don't have any complaints from board members about how long we were there.
Never.
I'd like to interject something. I've been in 2 hearings, and it's facilitated by our board attorney. Both sides, they present for a specified amount of minutes, and then he's the timekeeper. He keeps he runs a tight ship. And then the board members are allowed to ask questions. There's no time limit on us. So if the presenters, Mr. Johnson and the presenters know about how much they're going to use, 30 minutes, they can be held to the 30 minute. And then allow us, if we have questions, to participate in that or ask questions. But the presenters need to be, it sort of goes back to, what did you call it, a
5 minutes to success?
Yeah, they've got, whatever the topic, to be efficient and effective, they get 20 minutes, say. They should get 20 minutes to plead their case. And then the timekeeper, should hold them accountable to that. And then we, as a board, ask appropriate questions. That's my thoughts.
It's not like the military. In the military, when they get up to speak, they tell you what they're going to tell you, they tell you what they told you, and they told you again one time, and they're finished. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. And you're not going to get any of my time, Martin. I'm not going to, you can't have my 2 speak.
But I'll say again, I think this discussion's been good. It brings everything back out into the open. We're aware of our time, we're aware of our agenda, we're aware of what we have to get done. And what we have to get done is what the administration brings to us that we need to cover that month. That's what we're working on that month. So we have to do it, and we're gonna stay until we get the job done. And, I'll be not worried about how long we stay. I just want it, I want it finished when we leave. So I'm good.
Let me ask Mr. Chairman one question. Our board meetings are like Monday back to back, whereas like our commissioners and other counterparts meet and we go 2 weeks between them. Is there any reason we've always had ours back to back like that, so close, rather than 2 weeks apart? Is there any reason, Mr. Johnson, or, the commissioners meet and then they have 2 weeks to digest what they're going to do before they meet again? Sometimes it seems like we do ours so quick, we just got through and we're back again, like you were talking about, same stuff's talked about. It flops back over that we could probably do without a lot of this duplication of material. Has that always been, board meetings are back to back like that?
Well, they have 2 formal meetings a month, right?
But they go 2 weeks apart.
Right,
Right.
but they're formal. I mean, we've got one informal and then one formal.
Yeah.
What we had for many years were 3 different committees. We had a curriculum committee that was made of 2 board members and the chair. We had a building, I can't remember exactly what, building and grounds committee that was 2 other board members and still the chair. And then we had the personnel or finance. Yeah, finance. Personnel and finance. So they were 3 different committees that then would just kind of do the work and summaries sent to the full board. But there was no committee of the whole, so we only had 1 formal meeting a month. And then when we decided, as a group several years ago, that we all wanted to be part of all, so we all heard. And personally, I think that works better if people are willing to spend the time, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done during that committee meeting. But it just evolved that was kind of the most efficient time then, and I honestly don't remember why. It was decided, there were good reasons for it, I remember that.
We repeating a lot of stuff too. One have to tell the other,
Oh, yeah.
you have to tell the other committee what you
Or
missed.
to a
Yeah.
very few.
This is a much better system. It's a much better system. I remember when we went to this, we had people that fussed about changing it. They didn't want to do this, but when they got into it and found out that everybody did get to express to everybody, and everybody else heard it, I think it's better. So I think we're in good shape now. We're more aware of what we need to do, and I'm ready to move on. Did Max have something?
I did. I have 2 points I want to make. One is I want to publicly thank my Aunt Hilda. Hilda James passed away this last week, and she was a teacher. Started at Cool Springs High School and then went on to North Iredell. She had 35 years with Iredell-Statesville system, and there's two things that's very unique about it. It's the reason I'm gonna bring it up, is one is she never sent a student to the principal's office the whole 35 years she was there. And the only thing I can come up with is they respected her. If they didn't, or she would have had to send one of them. I know I used to be one too.
She
So.
didn't teach you, did she?
Yes, she did, unfortunately, I know, so, but she never did. But the other one that amazed me is in the 35 years she was there, she never took sick leave and never took a day leave in the 35 years she was there. She never missed a day of school.
Dedication.
Yeah, never took vacation, never took time off. Now, like I said, I just wanted to publicly thank her for her service, and we do have some really good people who established the system way before we got here, so that's just one of them. So, the other thing is our retreat and other stuff. We had talked about it early on, different things. I'm going to offer up my place at the house if you would like to do something up there where we could do something. I don't know if how the combination would work. But I'd be more than glad to host the staffs and others up there. We could do a little cookout with it. My cousin Charlie, I talked to him, Charlie Stamey, he'd be glad to do chicken halves or do shrimp boil or do something we can do. If we'd like to do that for whoever comes to our retreat, and all we just need to know is when you'd like to, if the board is interested in doing that, or if it's out of line, I'd be more than glad to go back to a government facility, whatever is there. But I just wanted to put the offer on the table. They would come up. I may even get Martin to come help me do some cooking too ahead of time, so we can have a little bit of the networking time and things that we talked about that are important with the staffs and others. So, but anyway, just putting that offer out on the table.
Let me add to Mr. James' comment about his Aunt Hilda. Miss James, I happened to be there at the same time that she was at Cool Spring, and Miss James had the top line respect in the school. She was a top line teacher. She was the business department at Cool Spring. If you wanted anything along that line, from typing to shorthand to everything that we offered in that area, she was the one they went to. And you can hear stories about things. I mean, I'm amazed she didn't send anybody to the principal's office, because I know some of the idiots she had in there, and it's amazing that she kept them. But she was really, really, really good, and she was always looked upon as being really, really good. And she was a stalwart in our system for a long time, and it's something to be noticed when that type of person is there.
That's why I hate to press and leave, because she deserves a round of applause from all of us. Great people. I wish you wouldn't leave like that every time. It sometimes goes away. Can I make a comment? We're just still in comments right quick. I received an email, but I have a paper copy. Thanks to Martin. I invited John, and as with our last council meeting, we're talking about Fraley to come to our meeting tonight and talk about the budget. And all he sent back was, he sent this to Martin. I didn't have a printer. But John just said he's keenly aware of the importance of the TAs and drivers to ISS. And I can tell you these two matters were at the top of the interest and support discussion when the House was considering the continuing resolution to fund the government for the next 30 to 45 days, which they're working on their budget too. So there's little doubt in his mind that these matters will be high priorities in the House point of view. So just wanted to tell you that John did respond to me, and he is our friend. So I have a paper copy of our email. So
Well,
I want y'all to know, he's down there today. They started back today. So,
Fantastic.
and
Mr. Chairman, may I say a few comments?
No, we're out of time.
I know, really. Are you going to order pizza next month too? I missed it,
Hey,
I
we just
know.
put the meal back in. I'm good.
she got that Kelly Mills in.
Trust, there has to be trust between the Board of Education and the school district's administration. Sexual health education is a hot topic. There is no debate about that. This morning, I received a call from a parent of an Iredell-Statesville Schools student who wanted to know about the sex education program that Iredell-Statesville Schools was implementing, which was on today's front page of our local newspaper. I told this parent I didn't know what this was in reference to and that I hadn't gotten my newspaper yet. To my surprise, I read that Iredell-Statesville School had once again signed up for a sexual health program for our students. This lack of reporting is nothing new since I've been on the Board of Education. MASH, Media Awareness Sexual Health, was a pilot program that the Iredell-Statesville Schools Administration District agreed to teach to our 7th and 8th graders While the MASH curriculum was not as egregious as the Making Proud Choices curriculum, it still had some questionable cartoon videos associated with its teaching. It should be noted that the district got some free iPads by signing up to be guinea pigs for MASH. I just wonder what freebies we're going to receive for Wise Guys. I was assured last September that there would be more oversight in this domain. I even requested updates on accountability for administrative decisions such as curriculum selection or cutting ties with a valued community partner such as the Pregnancy Resource Center. The newspaper made Wise Guys sound as if it was a conservative curriculum. The newspaper stated it was an abstinence-based curriculum, and I'm encouraged that the district is wanting to promote abstinence because when I was on the task force last summer, what I heard during the Making Proud Choice and the task force meetings was, that's just not realistic. So with that said, I'd like to see this curriculum, the Wise Guys curriculum. Our students and parents deserve our full attention on this sensitive issue. My one regret during my first year on the board is that I didn't vote with Ms. Bonham in opposition to the Making Responsible Choices curriculum, and for that I apologize. The Board of Education has presented many items for review before implementation, but yet with this hot topic of sex ed, I have to read it on the front page of my newspaper. That's just unacceptable. Maybe I should call Mr. Spencer from the Statesville Record and Landmark the next time I want to know what sexual health education curricula the district has decided to teach. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I too had a parent ask me today. It was after I had read it, and I agree. I do not like reading information like that on the front page of the paper of a hot button subject such as our sex ed. Thank you.
Any other comments, board members? Well, I guess it's time for our superintendent comments.
Dr. Cash, members of the board, we'll be glad to look into that and give you an accounting on the Wise Guys curriculum. It is supposed to be an abstinence-based curriculum, but we'll get with the curriculum department and give you a full report on that. School is out, and
Mr. Johnson, I would like to look at it too, please.
ma'am.
I would like to look at the curriculum as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get you a copy of that. Well, school is out, but that don't mean that folks are not busy and working hard this summer. I hope that you'll have an opportunity during the summer to visit some of the departments and some of the schools and see some of the great things that are taking place. Let me give you just a snapshot of some of the things that are going on this summer. All across the district, our maintenance department is in all 36 of our schools working very hard, taking care of a laundry list of needs in those schools, and we certainly want to recognize that department. Child nutrition, too, is very busy. You heard a report from them tonight about the procurement of resources for the new school year and staffing our cafeterias. Likewise, the curriculum department is working very hard on planning our back-to-school training sessions that we call Leadership Academy Week. Personnel is very busy with some of the hiring that we're doing and trying to address the challenges that we're seeing too as far as our budget woes from the General Assembly. All across the district, folks are busy and anticipating the start of the new school year, and there's a nice energy and a hub going on throughout the district right now. So again, I hope you get out and get to see some of those hardworking folks work this summer. I'd also like to take an opportunity to invite you to Leadership Academy Week. That Monday, August the 3rd, we'll be at the Unity Center, and that is the day that we do our end-of-year review with all of our administrators, principals, assistant principals, instructional facilitators, blended learning coaches, all of our department heads. So they will see a snapshot of our performance for the school year, and they will actually build the presentation that you get to see at your retreat later in August. We'll use part of that day, too, to look at re-missioning and visioning our school system And when we share that with you, there's quite a story to tell there. We've done a lot of research over the last couple of months and asked for a lot of input from our parents and community members and our students. And we heard a lot of comments back from our stakeholders. So we'll be sharing that with you a little bit later on too. The rest of that week is some training sessions that'll be taking place over at ADR, and you are welcome to attend any of those. They'll be taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday following our end-of-year review. So if you have time, I'll make sure you get a copy of the agenda and drop by and be part of that. Our reading camps are going very, very well this summer. And Dr. Taylor, I failed to write the number down this morning. Was it 280 students that are in 280 enrolled in reading camps? And those reading camps are taking place at NB Mills, Cloverleaf, and Troutman Elementary School. So if you have an opportunity, drop in there Monday through Thursday and watch those children. It's voluntary this year. There is no state statutory requirement that children have to attend. And so I'm very impressed that we're averaging about 280 students at those reading camps. We also have a great partnership with Monticello Methodist Church, and through a grant, they are sponsoring a reading camp on the campus of their church. And if you want to go up there one day, it runs from about 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock at Monticello United Methodist Church. We also have a YMCA camp that's taking place at NB Mills in partnership with our local Y, and that is being very well attended. One of the negative clouds that we're dealing with this summer, of course, is the state budget. And so this afternoon, a lot of the members of our exec cabinet team that are sitting here today did pull together a task force to start developing our response and our plan to a worst-case scenario if the TAs are cut. And so, again, they had their initial meeting this afternoon. I'm looking forward to hearing the recommendations that came out of that. That group is made up of principals, teachers, teacher assistants, and some of our central office staff. We also have a unique partnership that's taking place this summer. This is a first in our district, and it's modeled after a very successful program that's been taking place down in Mooresville for the last 5 years. The Methodist churches here in the Statesville and Troutman community have formed a partnership, and they are sponsoring a back-to-school bash. Those will be taking place on August the 15th from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and the two sites are Troutman Elementary School and Statesville High School. So far, they've had about 900 students sign up to attend that back-to-school bash, and they'll be giving away school supplies as well as shoes to any of the children whose parents go online and sign up to attend that event. So we would welcome you to be part of those celebrations that day as well. It's hard. The time? Yeah, 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, Troutman Elementary School and Statesville High School.
At what date?
That is August the 15th.
Okay.
There is a Mooresville bash that includes some of our schools down on the south end, and it's on August the 1st from 9 to 1 at Mooresville High School. They're moving it from the church to the high school this year. Again, these are sponsored by local churches, and they've raised a lot of supplies, a lot of money, and so we're very proud of that. So it is a very, very busy summer, and we anticipate and look forward to the opening of school very, very soon. Another date to put on your calendar and remind you about is October the 30th. That is a teacher work day. It's on a Friday, and we're going to be sponsoring a disaster drill that day at West Iredell High School. 30th? 30th. It's a teacher work day. And so any of you that would like to be part of that, we're looking for volunteers. And it will be a full-blown exercise that includes all law enforcement agencies along with our local hospitals. And what makes this drill a little bit different from the ones that we've done in the past is we will be practicing reunification. And that means that if you have to evacuate a campus and transport the entire student body to another campus, how do you reunify those children with their parents? We haven't practiced that before. So we anticipate that that's going to be a very hectic day, but it will also be a day where we learn a lot, and our community partners like the hospitals and the emergency responders and whatnot. We'll learn a lot too. So put that on your calendar and be part of that if you would like to. We'll continue to keep you updated about other developments in the school system. And again, we are anxiously anticipating the opening of school. And it's right around the corner too. The early colleges will start back to school on August the 6th. And so that's going to be here before you know it. And we'll hit the ground running. Thank you, Dr. Cash.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, what were the times on the reading camp?
The reading camps are running from 9 to 12. 8:30 to 1. Yeah.
I would highly recommend if any of our board members that have not been to these camps, they are absolutely great. Looking forward to visiting them again this year. Thank you.
MB Mills on the front page too, of her paper that she's got.
Good article.
It was a good article about them.
Well, that concludes our agenda for the meeting. Just other announcements that may be repetitive, a little bit of what Mr. Johnson said, but are printed here just to remind everyone publicly, the August 3rd through 6th, the Leadership Academy Week that's been mentioned. But August 3rd is our next Committee of the Whole meeting at 6 p.m. at Unity Center. And then August 9th is Sunday afternoons, our end-of-year review from 1 to 5 at the Unity Center. And then August 10th will be our next Board of Education formal meeting here at 6 p.m. in the Iredell County Government Center.
I've got one more, and it was in an email, Martin, from pushing emails on our computers. But did y'all get the one about the legislative dinner? Did y'all get an invitation? It's on Friday, July the 31st, 7 o'clock. It's a legislative dinner, and it's at I call it the Reniker Hunting Lodge up in Harmony. You know, if y'all not familiar with it, y'all might want to go up there and get a room or something, stay overnight. But it's called the Hunters Creek Lodge. Isn't that the correct name, Max? Yeah, but it's in, basically it's in Harmony, Hunter, or Houstonville. But it's a legislative dinner, 7 o'clock, and it's put on by Iredell County Farm Bureau. So I don't know if y'all got that on your emails. Did you get it? Did I get it? Okay.
What's the date?
July 31st. It's on Friday night, 7 o'clock.
No other business, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Stay cool. It's not apple, it's not apple.
I know.